Hello everyone, welcome to Study 101. Today we'll be covering Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening is one of Robert Frost's finest poems. It was written in 1922 and was published in 1923 in his volume New Hampshire. Robert Frost won the Pulitzer Prize and was recognized as an important American writer for this collection. He wrote this poem while living in the village of Franconia in New Hampshire. It seems that he was inspired to write this poem, stopping by the woods on a snowy evening by watching the woods near the village, and the village mentioned in this poem might probably be Franconia. Frost claimed that he wrote this poem in a single sitting one night, though it was a very tough task to do so. Now, before we start the line by line explanation for this poem, let's look at the rhyming scheme for this poem. So this consists of four stanzas and four lines each. In each stanza, the first, second, and fourth lines rhyme, but the third line does not. So the rhyme scheme can be AA, BA, BBCB, CCDC, and DDDD. This is written in lambic tetrameter. Actually, the poem looks very simple with the use of its language, but what strikes us the most is a special form of rhyme scheme, and that expresses the theme so fluently. Now, let's start the line by line explanation for this poem. Whose woods? These are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. The narrator, maybe the poet himself of the poem, stops by some woods on his way one evening. The narrator knows the owner of the woods and even where he lives. He's a bit relaxed thinking that the owner of the woods lives in the village and so he won't see the narrator stopping here. Therefore, he can continue watching the natural beauty of the snow covered woods. My little horse must think it's queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and a frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. Now, the narrator of the poem says that his dear horse, whom he is using as his carriage, must think that it's strange to stop here between the woods and a frozen lake in a dark evening, as he normally stops near a farmhouse. The narrator calls his horse my little horse, as it is very dear to him, or maybe the horse is a little one in literal sense, i.e., a pony. It may also suggest that the speaker is a humble and an ordinary citizen and cannot afford to buy an expensive horse. He also personifies the horse by indicating that it has a thought process and also referring it as he in the next stanza. In this stanza, the narrator suggests that the weather is cold enough to freeze a lake. The expression darkest evening could suggest several things. May the narrator traveler be very depressed due to his long journey or the cold weather? Otherwise, it may also refer to the longest night of the year, i.e., the winter solstice that occurs on 21st or 22nd December in the northern hemisphere. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there's some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. Now the horse is shaking its head, ringing the bell attached to his harness, as if he, as in personifying, is asking his master whether there is any problem, as it is unusual for him to stop by the woods in this darkness. And the important thing in this stanza is that this poem uses sound imageries. The only three sounds that are used are the sound of the harness bell, light wind, and snowflakes. The woods are lovely, dark, and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Here, in the last stanza, the narrator describes the wood using three adjectives: lovely, dark, and deep. This indicates that he's enjoying the scene and wants to do for so long. But He has other responsibilities in life. He has to go a long way before he sleeps. So he cannot get the enjoyment for too long. He has to move on. And the important thing here is that the poet repeats its last line to attract the attention of readers. In this very last line lies allegorical interpretation. Here, sleep may refer to death. We in our real life have many things to look at and know, many things to enjoy. But in most cases, we cannot simply because we have other things to do in our short lifespan. So we have to move on. This was about Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. If you have any doubts, anything to ask, if you want me to cover the figurative language for this, do tell me in the comment section. Till then, bye.